grateful that we have Rahel Musleah, who's going to be leading us off in a piyut, and then Helene Raush is going to be leading us in Shacharit, and Jennifer Horowitz will be leading us in Mussaf and Torah reading. So let me just start off. Again, my name is Daphne Lazar-Price. Welcome to our third virtual Rosh Chodesh women-led Tefillah service. Actually, it's our fourth. We also had it's our fourth women-led virtual Tefillah service. We also did a mincha service on Lag BaOmer. And it's an interesting moment to be in as synagogues and communities start to pivot back to in-person services, and what that means for their communities, and in particular what that means for women in places where there's a hard cap on the number of people who can gather in one place. So these are interesting conversations. You can check our Facebook page and our email list for more information on how to engage your congregation and to raise awareness. I suspect we'll be seeing a lot more women's tefillah services rise up out of this as a result, but also a lot more intensity and sensitivity about women's needs in synagogue life, in particular those who are reciting Kaddish or marking Yortzeit, or those who had been going on a daily basis. It's really a historic moment on so many levels. And I want to give a bit of background. I'm going to share a bit about each of the women who are going to be leading us this morning. And just to give you a sense of what's going to happen, I'm going to kind of let people know where we are in the service. For the Amidah, we're going to be reciting it silently. And then we'll have Torah reading, Hallel, Torah reading, Mussaf, and some Tehillim at the end. So Rahel Musleah is going to start us off with a piyut. Let me just share a bit about our leaders. Through the vivid prism of her family story, Rahel Musleah introduces audiences to the distinctive heritage of the Jews of India and Iraq. The seventh generation of a Calcutta family, she traces her roots to 17th century Baghdad. Through song, visuals, liturgy, and story, she offers a rare and intimate view of a rich culture, little known to most. Rahel is an award-winning journalist, author, singer, speaker, and educator. She also leads Jewish heritage tours of India, informed by her distinctive insider's perspective. She lives in Roslyn Heights, New York, and is passing down the legacy of the Baghdadi Indian Jewish community to her two children, Shira and Shoshana. Helene Raush is a graduate of Rutgers University and Rutgers Law School. She is an attorney at the law firm of Honig and Greenberg in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. She has been involved in the Women's Tefillah group in Cherry Hill since it began over 20 years ago. In her spare time, Helene serves on the executive board of Congregations Sons of Israel, and she is the parents coordinator of the South Jersey chapter of Hazamir, the International Jewish Teen Choir. Helene lives in Cherry Hill with her husband David and her two daughters. Jennifer Horowitz will be hosting Torah reading and Mussaf. She is a graduate of the Yeshiva of Flatbush and of Barnard College and Teachers College at Columbia University. She has been active in women's tefillah for many years, serving on boards, advising fledgling groups, and teaching B'not Mitzvah and adults. By day, she is the Brailleist and special publications editor for large print and audio at the Jewish Braille Institute. And without further ado, I'm going to hand this off to Rahel, who will talk to us about piyutim and lead us in a piyut.
Chodesh Tov. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me to join you this morning. I'd like to sing a song for healing called Elohei Oz. It's a piyut, and the words Elohei Oz Tehillati mean out of my strength, my song of praise. So it was probably written, composed about 200 years ago or more, at least 200 years ago. It could have been written today. Can you hear me?
You got a little staticky, Rahel. Yeah, try again. You need to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, try now.
Should I start from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to sing a song for healing called Elohei Oz. That means God of my strength, my song of praise. Though it was probably composed about 200 years ago, it could have been written today. It's an intimate and soul-wrenching conversation between the poet and God, a prayer of faith, hope, and healing, set to a lovely lyrical melody, and it's chanted every morning as part of our hymns before Shacharit. Just a word about piyutim. Piyut is a religious poem that's often added to the liturgy in synagogue or home ritual. And in the Baghdadi Jewish community in India, where I was born, we had books of pizmonim or shbachot, songs of praise, collections of piyutim for Shabbat, holidays, and special occasions. Some piyutim are written by poets from the golden age of Spain, like Yehuda Halevi or Abraham ibn Ezra, and some are written by lesser-known authors from the Middle East. They're filled with biblical and sometimes Talmudic allusions and intricate rhyme schemes. Sometimes all we know about the author is his name. I don't know if any of them were women, but I haven't come across those. Woven as an acrostic into the first letter of each verse. So all we know about the author of Elohei Oz is his name, Eliakim. So here are the words Eliakim has left as his legacy. I'm not going to read them all, but just in general. Elohei Oz Tehilati, God of my strength, my song of praise. Rifa'eni ve'erafeh, heal me and I will be healed. Send healing for my illness so I do not die, so I am not swept away. I will praise you with all my might as long as I live. You will make me walk upright again. Letovatcha ani tzofeh, I await your goodness. Keshov kirav ke'ev libi, ke'esh bo'er betoch kirbi. Listen, for my heart aches, as a fire burns within me. No breath remains within me. Let your chesed be upon me. Support me wherever I go. I will dwell in the shade of Shaddai. So the last phrase of each verse is repeated. So it's a pretty simple melody. You can join me at home on mute after you get the hang of it, or you can just repeat the last phrase after me at home. Okay. Elohei Oz Tehilati, Refa'eni ve'erafeh, V'ten marpeh lemachalati, Levalamut ve'safeh, Levalamut ve'safeh. Lecha odeh be'odi chai, b'toch re'ai v'gam achai, be'arbe mahalasi chai, be'kol arev b'niv yafeh, be'kol arev b'niv yafeh. Yeshuatcha tevoini, ve'al raglai tekimeni, b'shuvi od eleichani, letovatcha ani tzofeh, letovatcha ani tzofeh. Keshov kirav ke'ev libi, kesh bo'er betoch kirbi, ve'lo notra neshama bi, v'chochi hu me'od rafeh, v'chochi hu me'od rafeh. Yehi nachasecha alai, lesomcheni b'magalai, v'chol yamai v'gam leilai, ahalelcha beno ampeh, ahalelcha beno ampeh. Mechef ish'i kemanan, B'tzel Shaddai itlonan, Pera'eh ve'et bonan, Mekom sapir ve'gam yashpeh, Mekom sapir ve'gam yashpeh.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rahel.
Thank
Helene? That was really beautiful, Rahel. Helene, we're ready.
Okay. We're starting with Mizmor Shir Chanukat Habayit LeDavid. Mizmor Shir Chanukat Habayit LeDavid. L'ma'an yisamecha chavod v'lo yidom Adonai Elohai li'olam odeka. Baruch Shammai v'yahalam Baruch Hu. Yachid Chei Ha'olamim Melech Meshubach Umfar Adei Ad Shemo Hagadol Baruch Atah Adonai Melech Me'olam Batishbachot. Ki kol Elohei Ha'amim Elilim Adonai Shamayim Asa. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu l'har kodsho Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai tzvot asher atam boteach bach Adonai Hoshea HaMelech Yaninu b'yom korenu. Bani b'chasacha batachti yagel libi b'shuatecha ashira l'Adonai ki gama alai. Ki tov Adonai li'olam chasdo v'yador vador emunato. V'huvachum yechaper avam v'lo yashchit v'haba lahashiva po v'lo yir kol chamato Adonai Hoshea HaMelech Yaninu b'yom korenu. Ashrei yoshrei beitecha jalu chasela.
We are now up to the Ashrei part of Shacharit.
Tehillat Adonai Yadaber Pi Vivarech Kol Basar Shem Kodsho Le'olam Va'ed V'anachnu Nevarach Yah Me'atav Olam Hallelujah. Yimloch Adonai Le'olam Elohai Tzion L'dor Vador Hallelujah. Lo asachin l'chokoi u'mishpatim bar yeda'um Hallelujah. Vayorim Karen Le'amot Tehillah l'chol Chasidav Livnei Yisrael Am Karovo Hallelujah. L'asar malchechem b'zikim v'nichbedem b'chavlei barzel asok b'hem mishpat katuv hadarhu l'chol Chasidav Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. hallelujah, 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 big my show, hallelujah, hallelujah, uzo, hallelujah, 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 big hallelujah, 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 take a Shabbat, hallelujah, hallelujah, leave everything on. Hallelujah, 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 to my heart. Hallelujah, hallelujah, meaning God. Hallelujah, 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 tears and they shama. Hallelujah, hallelujah, tears and they chew. Kol hanshama tehaleya, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehaleya, hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehaleya, hallelujah. Ruchana le'olam, amen v'amen. Kavod shne kavod le'olam, v'malei kavod kol ha'aretz, amen v'amen. Atahu Elohim asher b'chat b'Avram v'hotzit me'or kasdim v'samta shemo Avraham v'matzata el levanim an lefanecha. Vayam b'kata livnehem v'yavru b'toch hayam b'yabasha v'rufehem hishlach tabim solok k'mo even b'mayim azihim. Vaya Yisrael te'ad hagdala asher asad Adonai b'Mitzrayim v'yira'u ha'am et Adonai v'yaminu b'Adonai of Moshe avdo. Az yashir Moshe uvnei Yisrael et hashira hazot l'Adonai vayamru le'mor ashira l'Adonai ki goga tisvero rama vayam ozi v'zimraja vayihi li lishua de'li v'yan behu Elohei avi ramamenhu. Malumashim b'hartzion nishbaret ha'isa v'talonai amlucha v'yarna l'melcha kol ha'aretz v'yahu yir Adonai echad u'shmo echad yishtabach shimcha la'ad malkeinu ho'el ha'melech ha'gadol v'ha'kadosh b'shamayim u'ba'aretz ki lecha na'ed Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei avotenu shiur shvacha halev v'zimra ozim memshala netzach gedula ugvura tila v'tiferet kedusha malchut v'chut v'hoda'ot me'ata v'yad olam baruch atah Adonai Emelchatova Tishbachot Elodot Adonai Floda Bochev Shirazim Ra Melech Elchei Ha'olamim Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Yotzer Or B'Rechoshech Oseh Shalom U'Varei Hakol. Tiparach Adonai Eloheinu Asher Ma'aseh Yadecha V'Amorei Or She'asita Yafaruch Hasela. V'chulam parchim epihem b'tushav Torah b'shirav ziram v'achim v'shalchim v'farim v'aritzim v'matishim v'mamlichim et shem ha'el ha'melech ha'gadol ha'gibar v'nara kadoshu v'chulam makablim aleihem omachus shamayim zemizeh v'notnim reshut ze leze le'akdish le'otram v'nachat ruach b'safa v'ra v'nima kedosha v'chulam ke'acharonim v'amrim b'yirah kadosh 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 Adonai tzvaot melech ha'aretz kivodo Fani v'chayot hakodesh, Rosh Chodesh minasim l'umat serafim, l'umatam meshamchim v'yamrim, Baruch kavod Adonai mimkomo. Or chadash atzion ta'ir v'niskechu lana me'ira li'aro, Baruch atah Adonai yotzeh ha'me'orot. V'ha'erinenu b'toratecha, v'dahabeti b'hinu b'mitzvotecha, v'yachem levavenu li'ahava u'lira et shemecha, v'lo nivash le'olam va'ed, v'lo nivash le'olam va'ed, ki b'shem kodshecha hagadol v'hanera b'hatachnu Nagila v'nismecha, Nagila v'nismecha b'shuatecha, v'havinu v'shalom v'arba kanfot haaretz, v'tolichenu kumimiyut le'artzenu, ki elpa Ufanu v'charta mikolam v'lashon v'keirav tanu v'shimcha hagadol sela be'emet lehodot lecha u'le'achecha u'le'achecha b'ahava Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'amo Yisrael b'ahava Hamelech Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'atecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam V'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lachtecha b'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha uv'shortam liot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha uv'tavtam amazuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha.
We're now going to recite this part silently so you can follow along.
L'man tizkaru v'titem b'kol mitzvotai v'yitem kadoshim Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotziti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liyot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet.
And continue reading along, please, to yourselves.
The Badal who kayam mishma kayam v'chisa nachon machotav v'menatela ad kayamet. V'tenu matzilinu me'elam shemecha ein Elohim zuletecha ezrat avotinu tahu me'olam. Rosh Chodesh Yisrael Chanu Shira B'Simcha Rabba V'Yamru Chulam Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nadar ba'kodesh, narati hilot osei fela, shira chadasha shibachubu lim l'shimcha asafat hayam, echad kulam hodu v'him lechu v'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Sur Yisrael kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, v'bdechin emecha Yehuda b'Yisrael, v'olin Adonai tzva'ot shemo kadosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai.
I invite you all to recite the Amidah to yourself. You will now hear a few minutes of silence.
V'aseh shalom imramav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. We'll follow in 1 second. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu likro et ha'halel. Miki mi me'afarta, me'ashpot yarim evyon, lo shivim nedivim, im nedivei amo, moshivi hakeret habayit, im habanim semecha, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. B'tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'amoes. Hayta Yehuda l'kodshahu Yisrael, mamshelotav hayam ravayanos, hayadein yisov le'achor, heharim rakeduchelim, Yevaot kivnei tzon, malech hayam kitanu, hayadin tisov le'achor, heharim tirkeduchelim, Yevaot Kivnei Tzon Milifne Adon Uli Aret Milifne Eloah Yaakov Hahofli Hatzor Agamayim Chalamis Lemaino Mayim Adonai Zacharanu Yevarech Yevarech et Beit Yisrael Yevarech et Beit Aharon Yevarech Yireh Adonai Hakanim Im Hadolim Yosef Adonai Lechem Alechem v'abnechem Beruchim atem Adonai Ose shamayim ba'aret Shamayim shamayim l'Adonai Ha'aretz natan lifnei Adam Lo hametim ya hallelujah V'lo kol yordei duma V'naftu nevarech ya Me'ata v'ha'olam Me'ata v'ha'olam Hallelujah. Nidara l'Adonai Shalem, Negana l'chol ha'amo, V'chatzrot Beit Adonai, B'tochech Yerushalayim, Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Et Adonai, Kol goyim shabchuhu, Shabchuhu, Kohanim, Ki kavar Aleinu, Aleinu chasto ve'emet Adonai le'olam hallelujah. Hodu hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. Hodu hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. Yom Yisrael, ki le'olam chasto. Hodu hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. Yom b'tarot, ki le'olam chasto. Hodu hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. Yom yered Adonai, ki le'olam chasto. Hodu hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. Min hametzar karatia anani b'mechavya anani b'mechavya. Pirchuli Shacharit tzedek avuvam odeya. Pirchuli Shacharit tzedek avuvam odeya. Zeh hashar l'Adonai tzadikim yavovu. Zeh hashar tzadikim yavovu. Odecha ki ani tani b'Tehillim Yeshua. Odecha ki ani tani b'Tehillim Yeshua. Even masu habonim, oitale rosh bina. Even masu habonim, Hayta Rosh Mira Meit Adonai Hayta Zoti Niflat Yehenenu Meit Adonai Hayta Zoti Niflat Yehenenu Zayom Adonai Nagila v'nisachavo Zayom Adonai Nagila v'nisachavo Ana Adonai Hoshiana Ana Adonai Hoshiana Ana Adonai Hatzlichana Ana Adonai Hatzlichana Baruch haba b'shem Adonai Erachnuchem mibeit Adonai Baruch haba b'shem Adonai Erachnuchem mibeit Adonai El Adonai ve'ya'elan Yisur chag b'avotim akan b'mizbeach El Adonai ve'ya'elan Yisur chag b'avotim akan b'mizbeach Eli ata ve'yodeka Elohai aromemeka Eli ata ve'yodeka Elohai aromemeka Odul Adonai ki tov Ki le'olam chasdav Odul Adonai ki tov Ki le'olam chasdav Ki lecha tov lehoto L'shimcha na'el l'samer Ki me'olam ad olam atah Baruch atah Adonai Melech mehulah v'tishbachot
Thank you, Helene. That was really wonderful. Jennifer. Well, so I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but whoever's in your peanut gallery, if they want to peek in to say hi, we'd love to see that. Okay, Jennifer. Jennifer's going to lead us in Torah reading now, but you need to unmute yourself. Jennifer, you're still muted.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So for those who have not done this with us before, this is going to go a little bit differently than it would in shul. We're not going to have separate aliyot because nobody is here in the room with the Torah except for me. But I will pause at the end of each aliyah where we normally would. However, as I unwrap the Torah, you are welcome to sing with me. Vayehi bin Aaron vayomer Moshe Kuma Adonai v'yafutzu oivecha v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha ki mitzion tetzei Torah ki mitzion tetzei Torah udvar Adonai miYerushalayim Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato. Okay. Oops. Well, we're slightly hooked here, but we can fix that. How did that happen? Ah. Okay, got a little stuck, but we're okay. Here we are. rolled to the right place. Daphne, would you like to announce chapter and verse in case anybody needs to look in a Chumash?
Hold on, Danny's gonna share the screen and we can all look at it
even
together.
better. Okay. Oops. Good. Okay. And here I am. Okay. Here we go. ואמרת להם, זה האישה אשר תקריבו לאדוני כבשים בני שנה, תמימים שניים ליום עולה תמיד, את הכבש האחד תעשה בבוקר, ואת הכבש השני תעשה בין הערביים. ועשירית היפה סולת למנחה בלולה, והשמן כתית רביעית ההין, עולה תמיד העשייה, בהר סיני לריח ניחוח אישה לאדוני. עולה תמיד העשייה בהר סיני לריח ניחוח אישה לאדוני, ונזכור רביעית ההין לכבש האחד בקודש, הסך נסך שחר לאדוני, ואת הכבש השני תעשה בין הערביים, כי מנחת הבוקר וכנזכור תעשה אישה ריח ניחוח לאדוני. וביום השבת שני כבשים בני שמנה תמימים, ושני עשרונים סולת מנחה בלולה והשמן ונזכור, עולת שבת בשבתו, על עולת התמיד ונזכור. ובראשי חודשיכם תקריבו עולה לאדוני פרים בני בקר, שניים ואיל אחד, כבשים בני שנה, שבעה תמימים, ושלושה עשרונים סולת מנחה בלולה בשמן לפר האחד, ושני עשרונים סולת מנחה בלולה בשמן לאיל האחד, עשרון עשרון סולת מנחה בלולה בשמן לכבש האחד, עולה ריח ניחוח אישה לאדוני, ונזקיהם חצי ההין, יהיה לפר, ושלישית ההין לאיל, ורביעית ההין לכבש יין, זאת עולת חודש וחודשו לחודשי השנה, ופריזים אחד לחטאת לאדוני, על עולת התמיד יעשה ונזכור. And that is the Rosh Chodesh Torah reading. Again, I'm not going to do Hagban Galila because it's just me by myself here. And so I'm just going to close up the Torah. Okay. This. And while I am doing that, people can start finding the page for the next part of the davening. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty. Okay, I'm just going to take a moment and adjust the table so that you can see me better.
I'm sorry, what are we finding the page for?
That was the table collapsing. We are finding Ashrei. Okay, we can do Ashrei and, hold on just a sec. Okay. We do another Ashrei before Mussaf. Actually, it's Ashrei and Muvalat Biyom before Mussaf. All right, so I will start us off with Ashrei. Ashrei yoshvei veitecha, od yahalelu chasela, Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am sh'Adonai Elohav, Tehillah leDavid, Amim chalai hamelech, v'chas shemcha le'olam v'ed, v'chayim v'chas, v'la shemcha. Tehillat Adonai yedaber pi, yivarech kol basar shem kodsho li'olam va'ed, v'anachnu nivarech yamei ata ve'ad olam, hallelujah. Uva l'tzion goel Hashem v'Yaakov min Adonai. Kadosh, 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 Adonai tzvaot, v'lakol haaretz kivodo. Baruch kivod Adonai b'mkomo. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yehi ratzon l'fanecha, Adonai. Adonai chafetz l'man tzidko, yagdil Torah ve'adir. Okay. The Mussaf Amida, we're doing silently, right?
Yeah, Jennifer, you're glitching a little bit in and out, but we're now going to be reciting the Amidah, the silent prayer for Mussaf, and Danny has it up on the screen.
Shalom v'imromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru imru amen. Okay. All right. When you are ready, we will be looking at Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula liotzer reshit shelo hasanu kigoye haratzot velo samanu mishpechot hadama shelo sam chelkenu kahem vigor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim imav u'shchinatu zo v'govhei miromim hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu hefetz ulato kakatu v'torato yadata hayom v'hashevota Elevavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim v'shamayim mimal v'al haaretz mitachat ein od. Okay. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Okay. We will now say the Tehillim for Rosh Chodesh, which is Barchi Nashi. It should follow immediately in your Siddur. Barchi Nashi et Adonai. Yain yismach levav. Ashira Hashem bechayai, Azamra lelohai be'oti, Yerav alav sichi, Anochi esmach b'Hashem, Yitamu chatai min haaretz, Yitamu chatai min haaretz, Uv'shayim odenav, Barchi nafshi et Adonai, Hallelujah. Shir Shel Yom. Hayom Yom Rishon b'Shabbat shebo hayu havim omrim b'Beit HaMikdash v'David mizmor l'Adonai ha'atzmor. Nihu zeh melech hakavod Adonai tzvaot hu melech hakavod Selah. Okay. Okay. At this point, yes, it has, I guess, become our practice, because it has become my practice, to say a parak of Tehillim in lieu of saying Mourner's Kaddish. So the parak that we are going to say, I see, is up on the screen now. It's Kuf Lamed Chet, otherwise known as 138. And as soon as I can bring it up on my little screen so I can see, we will start on I will say the line, and then everybody can say it after me where you are. David otcha b'chol libi neged Elohim az amerka. Eshachave el heichal kodshecha v'odet shemecha al chastecha ve'al amitcha ki higdalta al kol shimcha imratecha. V'yom karati v'taneni tarhiveni b'nashi oz. Yoducha Adonai kol malchei aretz ki shamu imrei ficha. V'yashiru b'drachei Adonai ki gadol kivod Adonai. Ki ram Adonai v'shefal yireh v'gavoha mimerchat yirda. Im elech b'kerev tzarat tichayeni al af oivai tishlach yadecha v'toshieni yimenecha. Adonai yigmor ba'adi, Adonai chastecha le'olam, ma'aseh yadecha al teref. Okay.
Jennifer, do you also want to do a mishabeach for cholim and cholot?
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Hang on just a moment.
Okay.
Let me come back to the right place. Actually, I'm not sure if it's in here. Let me grab another book. And here it is. Page 8. Okay, I will pause at the spot where we put in people's names, and where you are, you can just say the name of the people you want. I'll give you a pause in case you have a few of them. Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Moshe Aaron David Shlomo V'imotenu Sarah Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech v'Yirapeh et hacholim v'hacholot.
Elaine Silverman.
Chol Chole,
Oh, sorry.
coronavirus, B'toch Shar Cholei Yisrael, B'avur Shanachnu Palim B'avuram, B'schar Zeh Baruch Hu, Yimale Rachamim Alehem, Lachmimam, Rachotam, Lachisikam, Lachyotam, V'yishlach Lehem, Me'erav Furash Limam Min HaShamayim, B'furat HaNefesh, Furat HaGuf, Hashab Agalav B'zman Kariv, V'nomar Amen.
Amen. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Chodesh Tov. You're all, I invite you all to unmute yourselves. And if you want to say a quick hello, I also want to remind you that we'll be holding a Megillat Roots reading later this week. I believe it is Wednesday at 4 p.m. We're also doing one for
Wednesday at 1.
led by Gen Z age readers. I'm sorry, Jennifer?
Ours is at 1 o'clock, isn't it?
Ours is at 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, I mixed it up. Wednesday at 1 o'clock. If you are interested also in following along with the Gen Z readers, you have a Gen Z young woman in your own home, I encourage you to have her join on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Thank you, Jennifer. We'll be following up by email. Again, I invite you all to unmute yourselves and say hello. And I want to thank our readers and our leaders, Rahel, Helene, and Jennifer, for a really truly meaningful and touching Rosh Chodesh service. Chodesh Tov, everybody.
Chodesh Tov, thank you very much. It was good. It was very good.
That was good.
Chodesh Tov.
Thank
It was
you.
good. It was a little fast. It was fast for me. I was catching up all the time. I felt like you were going, like if a cousin had done that, I would have said, what train are you on?
Okay, well, feedback is good.
Because I'm pretty good at my own synagogue, but I'm not good,
Yeah.
I was like behind all the time.
It's
Okay,
funny
either-
because I always feel like I'm a slow reader. So whenever I lead, I feel like I have to like speed up or else
Oh,
people are
no.
going to be waiting.
Like,
So
Yeah.
it's good to know. So
Please, slow down. It's
While you were doing the other stuff, and it was like, oh, well, I guess I should do the third paragraph of the Shema, and then just skip a couple more over here, and I was skipping.
and not being able to hear anybody, you have no idea where anybody is. So it's
And
kind of
I was
like,
like,
Yeah.
Thank you for going slow.
I do encourage everybody, if you have other specific feedback, to also email. You can email Danny, DANI@jofa.org, for more feedback. But I really appreciate the balancing act that the women who lead us, of leading and reading, and without being able, as Helene said, to know exactly where people are because you can't
it was
hear
like,
them, so.
And we ended on time, which was great.
Yes.
yeah, I said an hour. So
That was nice. It was like the first like Shacharit type prayer service I've been to since this whole thing happened. You know what I mean? I've been to Zoom and Chamars, I've been to Zoom Hallels. This is kind of like the first full Shacharit type experience that I've had since this whole, since whole,
Well, thank you for joining us, Miriam.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Oh,
And
yeah.
if we continue to do this, we hope you'll be back.
Yes, thank you. It was
So
really
let's hope.
lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know how to get a hold of you guys.
Sure. You can email us, Danny.
Wait. I guess I'm gonna have to write something down.
I'm going to put
Actually-
it to the chat box also for people who want it.
Yeah, it's also in the email that you got confirming for today.
I didn't get one.
Okay.
My
I also
husband
did
told
not.
me it was coming, and I kind of said, "Sure, I'll do that." And because I have my Women of the Wall talus, and I'm all set, and
Okay.
so I didn't get one.
Sorry about that.
Well, no,
You were
you
able to get
don't
it.
know about me. I'm conservative, so that's why I figured I was slower than anybody else. I was like, well, okay. So what's your email?
Slower.
You can email Danny, DANI @jofa.org.
CIN.
DANI
at
JOFA.org. I also put it in the chat box. And you can feel free to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram for all of our news and updates.
Well, my cousin, who I don't see, suggested there was this women's minion, so I said sure. And so this has been kind of a wonderful week. I spent a Zoom bar mitzvah in Detroit, so that was fun. And on Monday, they had all the Orthodox relatives that couldn't go on Shabbos. So we did services on Monday with all my relatives. It's been kind of a very interesting week.
Well, onward. I hope that this is the mark of a good month and a sign of good things to come. And I wish you all a good show. And thank you again to Helene and to Jennifer.
Y'all get health.
And yes, and good health.
Good health.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
And
Daphne.
Chag Sameach. Thank you. Chag Sameach.
Okay.
All right.